Time for a trial. What do you say? Never thought I'd be sitting in this place again. Nice to see it's just as dark and depressing as ever. Mr. Wright? Hey, Elizabeth. Don't worry about tonight, okay? I gathered plenty of evidence today. Everything's under control. Evidence? You mean all this junk? I know, everything at a crime scene is valuable evidence. Absolutely everything. Maybe I'm just a hoarder? Nah, it's all important. My, oh my. Oh, hello. Vanessa, here to cheer me on? No, you idiot, I'm here to testify. You wish. Actually, I'll be taking the stand tonight as arranged. And you're okay with that? Obviously. Didn't Mother always say that witches are subhuman? Your sister isn't a witch. Half-sister. That doesn't change my stance! Then go on, smart man. Prove it. I will. Tonight. Good luck, Mr. Wright. Thank you. Sure wish everyone was giving me such encouraging words. Will you also be testifying, Victoria? Yes. Vanessa and I will testify together. Ooh. Oh, that's right. I almost forgot about how our court handles witness testimony. Tonight, I will almost certainly find myself up against multiple witnesses at once. I had a certain method of dealing with that before, but I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. For now.
Accused, defender. The trial will begin shortly. All knights surround the accused.
How's it feel, Elizabeth? Being surrounded by so many knights in shining armor. It's just as I imagined it'd be, thanks.
Silence, accused. All knights are accounted for. Do not resist. We shall now escort you into the courtroom. Come along.
I guess I should follow along. I'll be in the gallery until I'm called. Good luck. Luck. You better have plenty of that, you hear? Whatever you say. What a very curious family. Menace is a very intriguing character, I think. Maybe she's just pushing all my buttons in all the right ways. Court is now in session with a trial of Elizabeth Richmond. Knights of the court, are you prepared to cross swords? Yeah. I don't know about the swords, but the defense is ready. Ah, this place sure looks different. Yes, it's you. I remember your face quite well. We've remodeled this place to be very more courtroom-like. You were that entertainer in that one recent trial, were you not? Entertainer? I know I did a hack job, but come on, I wasn't that bad. Well, it matters not. The position as defender is open to anyone, after all. Now, how about the Inquisition? Hey, there he is. The Inquisition is ready too, as always. So you say, but you look to be as armed as I am. Sir Baker, was it? Right. Phoenix Wright, but I'm a baker, yes. You appear to have experience with these courts and their customs. You're likely the type to find intimidation, even in the Inquisitor. To find intimidation, even in the Inquisitor Zacharias Barnum. Well, he did cut me up pretty badly the last time I was here. So you do. This trial shall be child's play then, but what isn't? Tonight I shall once again show those brutes that blades hold no meaning in an intellectual battle. You'd best steel yourself, Sir Baker. A knight refuses to carry a sword, huh? Sure, let's see how that works out. Doesn't need to know I'm actually trembling inside. Fake it till you make it. Now, on with the trial. Inquisitor Edgeworth, your opening statement, if you please. As you wish, my lord. This heinous crime occurred last night in the middle of the woods. Deep in the forest, you see, lies the humble home of a powerful landlady, Rosemary Richmond. The woman had spent her last days shut up in her room, before she was mercilessly killed. The Inquisition believes that the perpetrator was the accused, the victim's daughter. You mean me, right? Yes, accused. That's why you're in the fire, Kay. No, the victim was killed in her bedroom. The room was locked when the witnesses discovered the crime scene. And who might those witnesses be? They would be the 6 people who were at the house that night. Elizabeth, Victoria, and Vanessa Richmond, the butler Victor Butler, Dr. Pilthnam, and Phoenix Wright. The latter 2 were visiting the household for one reason or another. Anyway, the 6 eventually found their way into the crime scene and discovered the body. Thanks to a fellow Inquisitor's investigation, we can determine that the victim did not fight back. How she did this is no mystery. This is, after all, a wicked crime of magic. You mean? She magicked a knife out of thin air and caught her by surprise? Imaginative, but no. The spell used was far simpler. If you would please turn to page 98 of that copy of the Grand Grimoire you possess. Page 98. I mean this... Banefall? If you'll read the passage, this spell causes anyone who hears the incantation to be immediately rendered unconscious for a brief time. The duration varies, but it matters little. The important point is the effects of the spell itself. The accused put the victim to sleep, and then plunged the knife into her chest while she rested. A truly cowardly act of magic. Ooh. Order! Order! Well now, I was wondering when the magic would finally kick in. Yeah. With that said, the prosecution presents the tally of magic found at the crime scene. The witch seemed to have the childish idea that hiding it under the bed would keep it hidden. That blue gem, could that be? Magic gem of Banefall, correct. Alright. Wait a minute, there's a green gem here too. What's that? All in good time, right? Ah, that familiar old sadistic tactic of leaving me in the dark. You're more like your comrades than you think, Edgeworth. Now, let's proceed with witness testimony. To begin, I'd like to call the butler to establish the accused's presence at the crime scene. Starting off with the butler, huh? Very good. You may proceed. Bring the witness to the stand. There he is, an ordinary butler. Welcome, witness. Please state your name and occupation. Oh, you appear to be quite familiar with it, sir. I am Victor Butler, humble servant of the Richmond family. Greetings, everyone. Witness, you were the one who told me the accused entered the room. Would you testify to this? I will, of course. Please forgive me, my lady. Oh, nice and simple. Ah, this music brings me back. About 5:30 that evening, I was cleaning in the upstairs hallway. At that time, Lady Elizabeth had come with Madame to dinner. I gave her the key to the bedroom. And inside she went. There I heard an argument ensue, though I did not listen in. The argument was cut short. It's possible that was when the witch finally struck. Without another word, my lady left the room, locked the door, and returned the key to me. Then went downstairs to help serve in the dining room. The question here seems to be that how did she sneak the Talia Magica into the room in the first place? So that was the moment of the crime, was it? I can't imagine any other possible time in which she could have been killed. Still. Did I say something troublesome, Inquisitor Edgeworth? No, not at all. This testimony will do fine. This confirms the accused went to the crime scene, and that the victim was alive at the time. Just in case the defense had any doubts. Oh, I have doubts of it. That's about this testimony. And I'll be sure to make those doubts known. Defender, you may begin your interrogation. Alright. Time to actually play. Alright. How long were you up there? I'd been cleaning upstairs for about half an hour at that point. I did take a brief leave once I heard a guest had arrived. Come to think of it, he did come up from upstairs when I had arrived. That adds up. was when you came to greet me. Yes. I then showed you to the lounge after you dried off. After that, I returned to my duties upstairs. You suspect her because of that? Of course not. Delivering Madame her food was one of her duties for that night. The Inquisition is aware of this, however. It still stands that this gives the accused a confirmed opportunity to kill the victim. We also currently have no evidence of anyone else entering the crime scene. Before it was discovered, of course. So he's sticking to his guns. Makes sense, I think. So she came up. What happened next? It's interesting. So you had the key up until that point. I did. There were brief periods where I would hand the key to one of Madame's daughters. For breakfast or lunch, but the key was almost always in my sight. You didn't confirm that the door was locked before Elizabeth entered the room, did you? Oh ho ho! I think you think so little of me. Well, of course I did. Should have known. She argued with the victim? She never told me this. It wasn't quite so heated. Perhaps she really forgot. Or perhaps she was hiding it. Or perhaps she was hiding it, thinking you did not overhear. We can only speculate on the matter, however. That may be the case, but why don't you tell us what happened next? That's just an assumption on your part. I suppose that's true. However, considering the door was locked after that point, you don't see any other plausible time of death, do you? Not right now, no. I do see a problem with this assumption of yours. It just couldn't really be this easy, can it? Carry on, witness. We'll come back to this. And you're sure she locked the door at that point? Yes, I checked it just before I headed downstairs. My duties up there completed. Locked tight as it was from the very beginning. And tell me, did you do this immediately after having the key returned to you? I did. It happened that the completion of my tasks coincided with my lady returning the key. Confirming the door was locked took a matter of seconds. Is this entire case going to just be completely skewed against me? That should be all. Any last words, witness? I don't suppose, you could have done it? Phoenix, your humor is as repetitive as it is in poor taste. You should not make that same suggestion this afternoon. Hey, come on, we can't rule you out just yet, can we? I understand your suggestion considering he had the key. Considering his movements, he would have had to have acted fast. If he did, he surely would have been seen entering the crime scene by the accused. She's mentioned nothing of the sort happening, however. I see. So this crime was impossible for the butler after all. His testimony does incriminate the accused just as Edgeworth intended. But it seems Victor has made a bit of an assumption himself. It just so happens that that assumption contradicts the evidence. I'd have been here before, so I know how this is done. And present evidence, here I go. There's two directions I might go with this. One is this. Objection! And it's not that. I object to this testimony. On what grounds? Well, I don't know, but, in other words, you have no ground to stand on after all. My lord, penalize this man. There won't be any levitating in my court, Sir Wright. We should rethink my approach to this. Alright. Okay, so the Fainfall spell. Let me see if I understand you correctly. You heard the victim and the accused having an argument, and that was when she died. That's my conclusion based on what I heard. Sorry, if that's the case, then something's missing. Inquisitor Edgeworth, you claim that this spell, Fainfall, was used when killing the victim, right? And I stand by that. What about it? According to the Grand Grimoire, the spell takes its effect on anyone who hears the incantation. Consider, Victor has just told us that he could hear the conversation in the bedroom. So tell me. Why wasn't he affected by the spell too? Oh, good point, sir. That is a curious point. Order. Defense's argument makes a surprising amount of sense. What exactly does that mean? It's quite simple, my lord. If Victor wasn't affected by the spell, it just means that it hadn't been cast at that time. Therefore, I suggest, earlier, later, Fainfall was never used. Later. If Victor was alive at that time, and Victor wasn't affected by the Fainfall spell, and the victim must have been killed later. Yes, that does make sense. But then how did they get into the crime scene? They could have simply stolen the key from Mr. Butler, then returned it. So unless the Inquisition has any better ideas, this testimony against the accused no longer holds.
Objection!
This is me with a better idea. Finally. What do you mean, finally? With the witness's faulty assumption, you have concluded that the victim was killed later. Sorry to say I'm far ahead of you on that, Sir Baker. But then how can you suspect the accused based on this testimony? With this? That? It's a bit late for dinner. Yes, people of the court, it's the victim's dinner that had been brought to her for the night. You will notice that it has gone cold, yet not a bite has been taken out of it. Indeed, aside from a few sips of the tea, Victor made no progress eating from this plate. Now, what might that suggest? Victim had a tooth cavity? I was optimistic, but no. Victor was quite capable of eating this meal. The reason she did not bake her is because she didn't have time to eat it. Come again? Let me fill in the blanks for the court. First, the victim brought the victim. Hang on, my brain just... I had to reboot my brain there for a second after reading that, to make sure I wasn't seeing things. First, the accused brought the victim her dinner, as the witness said. After an argument, she simply left the room, locked the door, and gave the key to the witness. It was after the witness confirmed the door was locked and left when the witch struck. He returned to the crime scene, cast a spell on the victim, and stabbed her in the chest. I know, you're wondering how she got back into the bedroom without the key. The key matters not. All she needed was this. The second magic spell. That's right. The second spell is known as Godor. When cast, this spell creates a portal on either side of a wall. However, both surfaces of the wall must be green. A color the victim's bedroom had in abundance. In other words, entering this locked room was no problem for a witch. To be kept it a secret until now? I understand if you may find this dubious, but rest assured, I will have the validity of this magic gem confirmed for you later on. Godor it is. The spell requires both sides of the wall to be green. I can tell you for sure that the walls of that hallway are no shade of green. Is that so? In that case, how could the spell have been of any use? Unexpectedly tactless. Hey, don't bully me. It's true that none of the walls in the hallway are green in color. But if you take a look at the crime scene diagram kindly drawn by Detective Hyde, I'm assuming that's why the bedroom diagram references Elizabeth's room. You will see there is another room adjacent to the victim's bedroom. Oh, the green curtain could be a surface. Just take a look to the left of the victim's room. Ah, that room it belongs to. That's right, my lord. That room belongs to the accused. And so what if the accused's bedroom is next to the victim's? Don't tell me that room's green too. It's not. The truth is far, far worse for her. Detective Hyde had a look inside this room during his investigation, and he found this green stain sloppily painted on one of the walls. Oh, uh-oh. Now, if we take another look at the map, that green stain would be about here, on the wall adjacent to the crime scene. Yeah. Updated. And of course, it's worth noting that the bedroom door can be locked, as with the victims. And that door is locked only by this key, similar to that of the victim. That doesn't prove the accused was the one who painted this stain, then I don't know what would. But what about, Oh? What are you talking about, Inquisitor? Anyone could have gotten into my room. That key doesn't mean a thing. Oh? You up to your classic Edgeworth tricks? Order, accused, that is enough. What do you mean that's enough? It wouldn't be enough until that frilly man shuts up. It seems you're starting to show your true nature, accused. But you'll obey, my lord. As the accused, it's not your place to speak. I don't use that key. It's always just lying in the kitchen with all the other keys. In fact, I bet that stupid hat guy had no trouble breaking into my bedroom, am I right? Silence. When you stand in that cage, you ought to remain silent. My lord, throw this girl's testimony out. It is true. Mr. Butler? Madam has a rather strict policy when it comes to locking bedrooms. She insists her daughter's rooms remain locked whenever possible. But she will have no luck using that against the youngest daughter, for to her it does not apply. Ridiculous! What kind of backward system is that? Now you know how I feel. I'm afraid I cannot share Madam's reason for this. However, you have my word. The accused made no habit of locking her door. Butler, you! You may be the master of the house for now. But I shall forever serve the Richmond family first and foremost. Give it, do the thing. Elizabeth's key added. Well, no matter. The fact still remains that this stain was found in the accused's bedroom. Furthermore, Mr. Butler only saw the accused in the upstairs area. Considering the victim never got a bite out of her dinner, as previously established. The accused's presence upstairs alone should incriminate her. Hey, Victor, you didn't see where Elizabeth went after giving you the key, did you? No, I did not. All I can offer you is that she did not go downstairs. I had to go to the bathroom. Guess that was a bad time, huh? Well, keep your testimony in mind, witness. Now then, I believe I have a full understanding of the Inquisition's claims. About the defense? Do you need a refresher? I'm fine. Got it all down. Regardless, we still can't eliminate the possibility that someone else cast Godor in Elizabeth's room. I demand we question the suspects. Very well. That is your right. I assume you're clear now that the culprit must have been a witch. Can't really deny it at this point. And that narrows down the suspect pool quite nicely. Let's call the two ladies who were present at the house that fateful night. Mrs. Richmond. Okay, witnesses, I apologize for dragging you both out here tonight. I don't mind. We never get to venture out beyond that dense forest. I must say that all of this is quite the experience. I believe you see it that way. Let me hear your names and occupations. Vanessa Richmond. I spent many years hidden away in the woods. I don't get to do much work. And I'm Victoria Richmond. I'm the same as my sister.
Richmond. Oh. Would you two happen to be related to the accused?
She's also our sister, my lord. We promised we won't lie to save her, though.
Of course we won't. Burn the witch. Burn the witch! Burn the witch! Burn the witch! Well then. Girl, please. Alright, everyone. That's enough of that.
Is she serious?
Nah, witnesses. Now, witnesses, the offender there believes you may have been able to kill the victim. I have but one question for you both. Did you do it? Really now, you couldn't resolve something like that with your own blade. I'm a pitiful man. Forgive me for this. Guess we'll do the work for you then. Come on, Victoria, let's tell that baker the truth.
Okay.
Now, this is the part I'm looking forward to. See how this works.
We killed our mother? We could never do that. That's right. That scepter you found there clearly belongs to our sister, Elizabeth. It's not like we could have gone up there and killed her. Yes, she did it, not us.
That's quite succinct. It was less of a testimony and more of a flat-out denial. More of a flat-out burial. What do you think, Sir Baker? See any contradictions in our claims? What claims? It seems the baker is satisfied. Shall we move on? Wait a minute. I still want to question these two. But you just got a straight answer. What more could you learn? You'll see what I can learn once I get this girl to start talking. Which girl are we talking about? Probably Victoria. Who seems to be the most amenable to Elizabeth. Now, we can be tutorialized on interruptions? Or is this just going to be a normal testimony? What was stopping you? You both seem young and capable enough to me.
No, I mean, we would never want to kill her. She was our own mother.
But she was the accused mother, too. Does the same apply to her?
I guess so.
This girl is accused of being a witch. We all know witches act beyond human understanding. To kill her own mother would be nothing to her.
In other words, the motive doesn't matter to him.
That's fine. Once I expose the real witch, it won't matter to me either. Continue, witnesses.
Just how do you know that?
It's obvious, isn't it? Elizabeth could have killed our mother, and a scepter was found at the crime scene. Isn't this clearly the work of the witches?
It may be, but Elizabeth is not the killer.
Didn't you just hear me? No one else could have done it. At least of all the two of us. I don't see why. As long as one of you owned that scepter. The locked room is no problem. Killing her would just be a simple matter of going upstairs and casting Godor to get into the room. Again, you're thick as dough, really. It's not the process itself that makes it impossible for us. It's our alibis. You have alibis for the entire evening. I'm sorry if I don't immediately believe you. It's not that hard to narrow the events down. Both the accused and Mr. Butler have confirmed the victim was alive just before dinner time. Between then and the discovery of the crime, there's a time frame of roughly an hour. And Victor can vouch for us for that entire time.
Victor, huh? Guess he was with us for a good while. Testimony okay, then? We'll come back to it. Yeah, seems fine to me. Can I hold you in the statement? Yes. Just being overly aggressive like this isn't gonna get me anywhere. All I can do is deny and deny and deny. May not be much to work with as the testimony stands. Once I press them for details, they'll surely slip up. Just before dinner time. I'll call it not a problem. Victor was with you, huh? Need to re-examine my evidence to look for proof, but, Yes. Might you have an issue with that? Yes, actually. Something about that sounds very wrong. I think I can show that there was a period in which at least one of you two do not have an alibi at all. There was a time when the witnesses did not have an alibi for? Victor could not have been with these two that whole hour. Specifically, they couldn't have been with him when he was... Let's see. Welcoming me in, or cleaning upstairs. It's one of those two. I want to say it's... Let's see, he's cleaning upstairs. He finished up. Which would be after the initial interaction. Finished up, locked the door. Well, I've got a save point. Let's do both. Being upstairs. Call Victor's earlier testimony. After he welcomed me into the house, he was upstairs cleaning. What? Were you two with him then, too? See my point? You didn't have an alibi for that time, did you? What, could the victim have even been killed by them at that time? It may just barely be the earliest possible time of death. But is it not possible that, right after Elizabeth left the crime scene, one of these two, who was in her bedroom at the time, cast Godor and killed the victim? It's possible, though Loathe might call it plausible. Still, we can't deny the possibility. We can't. Until you consider our second alibi for that night. Which was? You've already forgotten? Really? It was you. Me? Don't tell me I graced you with my presence only for you to forget right away. I came to visit you in the lounge, did I not? Oh, yeah, that happened. And you were with me that entire time until dinner, were you not? That is what happened, yes. See? By the power of two men, my innocence has been proven decisively. Absolute girl boss. Come on, don't lose to them now. Is there anything wrong with the argument? Very cleverness, but you can't trick me. However could I be tricking you? First up, before I go further here. Okay, yeah, looks like you got me. Ha, of course I did. Now, finish him off, Vicky. Hmm. Maybe. Maybe. Very clever, Vanessa, but you can't trick me. However could I be tricking you? Made it clear that your alibi for that night is infallible. Are we forgetting about a little something? You see, guys, just why did you all forget about this? Do you even know what that is yourself? I was hoping you could remind me. Perhaps this will help you remember. Okay, very good. Incorrect. Might be off base here. I mean, Victoria was also here. It's as you say. Your alibi seems to check out, Vanessa. Good. Thank you for finally acknowledging my innocence. Yep, your alibi's solid. Yours does, anyway. Eh? What do you mean by that? Like I said, Vanessa can't be the witch. I accept that much. What about you, Victoria? Hey! True that I can vouch for Vanessa most of the night. It does not apply to you. You weren't with us, and you weren't with the butler. You, Victoria, were on your own. Stop! I see. So you are just like all the other defenders after all. Well, you're not too different from the Inquisitors yourself. Miss Victoria, you discussed the matter of your alibi with Detective Hyde. Would you like to inform the tyrant at the defense, or should I? I'll do it. You apathetic, conniving defender. She was with me, and by extension, you. You are her alibi, Sir Wright. What? Order! Order! My defender's a liar! Big surprise there! That's not true! Only Vanessa was with me, Victoria. That's enough, Wright. As you are on the side of the witch, your testimony is inadmissible. So please, if this alibi does not ring true, show us some proof. Proof? Does that even exist? Still, if I can at least show something to cast down the obvious lie. Proof that she was, or at least had a reason to be somewhere else. Anything. Let's give Wright some time to think things over. For now, would you mind amending your testimony, witness? Sure, why not? Oh, great. That's a lie, and you know it. I'll say it again. Show us proof or keep your mouth shut. I'll show you proof, all right. Just gotta figure out how to prove it. Maybe I'm thinking about this the wrong way. Maybe instead of proving that Victoria wasn't... wouldn't have been with Vanessa and I. It should prove that she wouldn't have been in the lounge. Is there a way I can show where Victoria really should have been? See if the defender finally gets the picture. So, the dinner. Victoria was cooking. Objection! Better part of the night. I don't like how you try to make me out as a liar, Vanessa. Especially not by blatantly lying in doing so. Again with the baseless accusations. No, I think I've got all the base I need. It's all a matter of where we were at this point. Tell me, why would Victoria have been in the lounge? When she was supposed to be cooking in the kitchen?
Objection!
A family member responsible for the cooking. Please. Surely one of the servants would handle something like that. Actually, it's true. Oh? Mother used to do it since Victor can't cook. Since she shut herself up, I've done it instead. I did not hear about this. I'll have a word with that investigator. Yes, dock his pay. I guess I forgot to fill him in on that. But anyway... My lord, the witnesses claim that Victoria was with us is a lie. Therefore, Miss Victoria Richmond has no alibi for the estimated hour of the crime.
Hold it!
Is that all? What is it now? Now. Didn't think I'd stumble over the most basic principle of court. Evidence is everything to an offender's case. And just show she doesn't have an alibi. Yes, it seems the witness was lying just now. That much is clear. Just that is not enough, however. Evidence that Victoria was at the crime scene. Do you have anything like that? Because as it stands, all you produced is evidence that points to her being a whole floor away. Maybe not right now, but then that's all there is to it. Of course, if you were to establish an alibi for the accused somehow, that would be a different story. I'm afraid that is not a story that was penned by the storyteller. I don't feel I have to ask, but do you have proof, defender? Just before the burden of proof falls on me? And yet... I'm afraid not, my lord. But I believe that brings this interrogation to an end. Thank you for your input, witnesses. Yeah, you're welcome. I'll be in the waiting area if you need more help, Inquisitor Edgeworth. Bye. I'm right. Because I'd feel bad if I wasn't. Now let's proceed as I planned before the defense brought up this tangent. Let's continue hearing from eyewitness testimony, Dr. Pilfman. Very good. Please proceed, Inquisitor Edgeworth, as you wish. The Inquisition calls forth the men who discovered the crime scene. Butler back and Dr. Pell. Yeah, there we go. Hello, Ben. Oh, it's you again. A pleasure once again, my lord. I see you missed me. We are already familiar with Mr. Butler. So the gentleman to the right could state his name and occupation. Milton. I'm a doctor who used to work with Newton Belduke. As you all know, the man was an alchemist before he met his mysterious end. Instead, the doctor here has worked hard to succeed his former master. Now, I think the Belduke case is the one that happened after the Maya and Layton case. So in theory, if this is anything to go by, Wright was out of the defending game before that case came around. So, naturally, the true witch in this case would have gotten away with it, which was his daughter. I forget the exact details of that case, but I remember that being one of the better cases from a story perspective. He's quite knowledgeable about various subjects, including magic. What was it you told me earlier? Ah, yes, that test to confirm the genuineness of a magic gem. Oh, I understand you wanted to undergo such a test, no? Oh, I've heard of such a test, actually. It's something to do with the weight of the gem, correct?
Close, but not quite. Involve the gem's density.
Are those not the same?
They are not, but I see no reason to go into a full science lecture.
What matters is that magic gems have a density that is lower than that of water. In short, they float.
Aha!
Presumably, this does not apply to ordinary gems of similar appearance. That's an ominous yet clever point to make here. I like that. I honestly like that. Anyways, I don't want to hear any silly arguments for the defense, like, the accused couldn't actually cast the go door, so I'm glad you're here, Doctor. Would you mind conducting this experiment here and now? It would be my pleasure. Vic, could you fetch me a water, may I? A water basin? But of course. Oh. Oh wow, live demonstration. Is everyone ready? Ready? For what? To watch. Yes. Been ready for a while, Doctor.
Very good. Now, Inquisitor, the gems, please.
Here. Here you go. Thank you. Let's begin. We'll start with the Godor gem. Watch closely, everyone. It floats. The gem is indeed the genuine article. Guess that's kinda bad. Not that I really care either way. Now, let's put that gem aside. Next up is the Fainfold gem. Watch closely. Both genuine. Alright. Alright, that gem was genuine too. I'm glad we got that settled in advance. You have my thanks. There's nothing. Anyone can run a test like that. Here, let me return those gems. Ah, it's been a while since we got to do something fun like that. So is that all that you call these two gents for? Of course not. That was just a side attraction. Witnesses, you were the ones who discovered the crime scene. Actually, that was all of us. Please, tell the court what happened then. Right away. We were all gathered in the lounge when Dr. Pilpin announced he wanted to check up on Madam. She had been ill for quite some time, you see. These checkups were semi-regular. Having gotten the butler's permission, we made our way up to the upstairs hallway. The door was locked, naturally, so I handed the key over to Dr. Pilpin. Got the door open after some effort, and then, there in the room, we found the victim, dead in her chair. With Mr. Wright's help, we confirmed no one else was there hiding from us. So, to summarize, you went to the crime scene for the doctor to check up on his patient, and found her dead, alone in her room. That's exactly what happened. Perfect. That covers the before, the during, and the after of this murder. The defense has yet to find compelling evidence of another potential culprit. I'll give you something compelling, don't worry. This is probably the last eyewitness account I'm gonna get. Gotta milk this one for all it's worth, or I'm done. The defense may begin its good interrogation. Let's rock. Are you sure none of us got the chance to slip out when you weren't looking? Perhaps someone could have stuck past alone, but all of us, one alone. I'm sure somebody would have noticed if one of us left the lounge at the time. Did you see anything, Baker? If I did, you wouldn't believe me. That is true. I don't make a habit of listening to Bakers. Alright then, very good. Great! I've somehow marred the good name of Bakers everywhere. This is something I want to learn more about. How often do you check up on her exactly?
The intervals between visits vary, but I think once every couple of weeks would be accurate. Like, I'm honestly, legitimately, really curious about this family situation here. She wasn't in any critical condition, but she did spend most of her days in her bed. And that, of course, is what brought you upon the crime scene. Aside from that, I don't see much relevance in this line of questioning. Yeah, I don't either. But I shall resume my testimony. I hope we get to go back to it eventually. Did you notice anything strange while you were up there? What, like the body? No, more like, you know, mysterious footsteps, screaming, incantations, anything like that? Oh, I saw one glaring sign of magic being used, yes. That was the state of the hallway itself. What? You mean from Victor's cleaning? Yes, I was quite taken aback by his hard work at keeping that place in order. It even smelled quite nice, too. Almost as nice as the lounge did. Oh. Oh, hello. This is interesting. Oh, hello.
Hang on!
Yeah! Excuse me, Victor. How may I help you, Phoenix? Something about Pilfman's description of the hallway seems strange to you. Do you think it might have actually been magic, maybe? Oh, no, it surely isn't any magic I've ever heard of. And yet, I'm not entirely sure what scent he's referring to. I didn't smell it. Forgive me, perhaps I missed it. Although, if such a scent existed, I would have certainly worked to remove the source while I was cleaning. Then what could it have been that I smelled up there? It seems strange, but horribly trivial to say the least. I'm inclined to agree, but, a scent. Do I have an idea what it could be? I have an idea. The other option here is who cares? I think I know where this scent might have come from. No, you don't. You're merely going to twist the detail into something advantageous for you. I mean, you're right, but... You totally got me, but I think I can make this work. Fine, let's hear it. Quickly. What was the source of this mysterious scent?
Take that!
And there we have it, Victoria's perfume. You mentioned the lounge had a similar smell. Is that true? I was only in there for a second, but yes, I'm sure of it. We had a very distinct conversation about Victoria over-applying her perfume out of anxiety. Looking back on it all, I think the source of the smell is obvious. Was it perhaps this? What's that? That pink bottle. How did we get this? How did we get this? Did she, like... I don't recall that exchange taking place other than me recording this in the court record. This is Victoria Richmond's perfume. It's pretty strong, to say the least. Would it be the kind of thing you smelled up there? Well, let's find out. Oh, fuck, it is. Oh, but that's strange, isn't it? How did this scent make its way upstairs?
Objection!
As I said, this is trivial. Insignificant. You don't understand? What I'm saying is that this doesn't matter.
Objection!
Oh, it matters. If this proves something very significant. Does it now? But it does. The existence of this scent proves... Her perfume is too... Oh, look at the comedy. The comedy of Phoenix Wright down very, very well. And I adore her. I adore this writing. Between this and Hexepta, I adore this writing. The perfume is too strong, obviously. Obviously, perfume is too strong. It means Victoria's perfume is way too powerful. Seriously, for it to still be around for so long, even after Victor finished cleaning? You can say that to her. You can say that to her face to face. Do you have a point to make or not? I'm getting to it. Then hurry up. Hey, you go to the obvious point. Choose upstairs. It really is very simple. That scent couldn't have just come out of nowhere. You can't surely mean. It's obvious. Victoria was upstairs. Order, Mr. Wright. Just where are you going with this? I'm
That girl from before went upstairs. When could she have done that? Don't you remember what we went over in the last testimony? It was established that Victoria was alone while Mr. Butler was cleaning upstairs. All she had to do was head up there while he was helping me dry out from the rain. And then what? She was hiding in the accused's bedroom. Is that what happened? She must have been. If the butler never saw her. All she had to do when she was in there was cast Godor and kill the victim. I demand we call Victoria Richmond back to the stand.
Objection!
Ridiculous. All you have to go on is a faint aroma. Do you truly think you could get away anywhere with something like this? We won't know until we try. The court shall honor the defense's request. My lord. So the defense has proven that, for whatever reason, that girl had gone upstairs. Despite claiming otherwise, I believe we should hear what really happened from the lady herself. Consider yourself lucky, Wright. Now then, please call Victoria Richmond back to the stand. My sincere apologies for having to drag you back here, witness. Now, witness, I understand you've been watching this trial from the gallery. So I'm sure you know why you've been called back here. Yes. All I want to know is what you were doing upstairs at the time. You can explain yourself, right? I'm... Don't worry, my lady. I shall be his opponent in your place. What? What? Butler? I thought you returned to the waiting area with Dr. Pilfman. You thought that? Then you do not know me well. It is not in me, the butler, to leave my lady at the finger of blame is being pointed at her. Didn't I say before? I serve the family before anyone else. Even if you have to go against Elizabeth in doing so? You must understand my position, Phoenix. I cannot bring myself to doubt any of Madam's daughters. If you intend to replace one with another over something like this, I must stand in your way. I respect the grind. I still think that both of them... Thank you, Victor. I still think that both of the Full sisters are, At least Vanessa is very eager to shove Elizabeth out, being a half-sister and all. Which is kind of an understandable family dynamic. It's an unfortunate one, but an understandable one. Just the whole family environment in that household there is intriguing in a tragic way. Victor and Victoria, huh? If ever there was a winning combination. Fine, I suppose you can stay. Now the defender has made its accusation against you, witness. If you would care to respond to it. Off the scent. And we will hear what they have to say next time.